Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ayo here, and we're back in ROK for an update. This one is going to go over my thoughts on the Wedge 2 stuff. Obviously, we got, from the time of this recording, at least another week before this stuff goes live. It being removed, Wedge 2, that is I think a good thing as far as collection and power creep stuff is concerned. And I do like this as well. So obviously the Herald season stuff is in regards to the, let's see, where's my Wedge 2 set at? For at least what I have. The Herald season would be the stuff that goes along with Wedge 2, but now being able to, is this even, yes, it still says Wedge 2, but being able to mix and match these within your Wedge 1 stuff, or just your Wedge stuff in general now, I think is a great aspect, because it gives new rare inscriptions, which may be stronger than some of the rare inscriptions for the first season of this stuff. As long as they do decent balance stuff around this, and then continue to tweak the numbers and just, obviously monitor how it goes in general. I think this change is great. Now the next thing in regards to this, the conversion stone stuff, getting those back is great, because then it allows me to just make minor tweaks to some other sets, because I did spend the stones that I did have wherever that shows up on converting stuff to just like my old Wedge stuff to Wedge 2, just to run it. I'm still gonna pop these under Wedge 2, because that's where my thing is, on the off chance that I did hit a legendary there. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully in the future, the future updates for this stuff in general, I hope we do get, I guess, tweaks to older commanders now, I think is what they need to move into next. Because obviously the changes in Wedge and skill damage in general, if they're not going to be making skill damage a thing going forward for infantry commanders, I do think they need to start figuring out how to convert these guys over to smite. And then the same thing for older cav commanders. Obviously if they're in the skill tree, swap them into the smite tree. I'm not saying take an attack commander, Alex the Great for instance, and make him smite, but his, as Chesky had said in a video, converting his numbers to where they read as smite damage, would be great, especially as this and Richard, what is it? I think Richard is who you get first. Where is my Richard at? He is obviously a defensive tree, so he wouldn't be someone who I would say would just convert this tree into smite. No, but make these skill trees, obviously the stuff in here, instead of it reading as skill damage, whatever it, make it obviously scale off of smite stuff. And then the same thing for cav commanders. Obviously the older first gen cav commander would need to be probably I think, if I remember correctly, I'm not even sure if I have him unlocked, which it looks like I don't. Do I? Could have swore I had him. Where is he? There he is. Obviously, Genghis Khan. If I'm pretty sure he's first gen Cav commander. His stuff being combo early so people can get used to combo damage in general. I know they made, what is it, Bertram combo commander for earlier newer kingdoms, but I think for newer players, these people being released as, for the newer kingdoms, these commanders being released as the skill damage type that they would be doing primarily. In this case for Cavs, in the new gen Cavs being combo damage, and then in the new gen infantry smite, then being released, all commanders within the Cav skill tree make those combo, unless you want to make it something else. You know, we'll let the devs figure that out, or the people who play test and run numbers can figure out where they would fall specifically. But I think keeping skill damage scaling for archers is a great way to make is a great way to make archers be the one who will benefit from all the wedge stuff. Obviously, if they're going to continue to release skill damage within the other two archetypes, and that being infantry or Cavs, then obviously that change is unnecessary. But I think the way in which the game is going now, I don't see us getting a skill damage commander for Cav or infantry in the near future, unless they decide to just flip the game upside down and be like, figure it out. But I don't think they're going to do that. So I think going forward in some patch in the near future, I think that change needs to be made, and it needs to be made forward going on the epic commanders as well. Like, these guys don't see much play outside of KVK 1, but within the rest of the game, let's get these guys up under what they're supposed to be properly. So if it is, again, not saying take all the trees and make them all whatever. If we're going to keep him as an attack commander, that's great. I think he works fine within attack. But let's make all his numbers read as smite. Obviously, on the newer commanders, make them run as smite. I'd love to see Ragnar as a smite commander, than to see if he still is trash or if he gets to seal the field of play now. Luce is great. Myself personally, if Guan becomes a smite commander, I'm pretty sure he will see field play for me, even if it's just to provide the silence that he provides for 3 seconds. But that's my thoughts. The dropping of Wedge 2 is different. I never thought that they would just say, after all the hype up around it and all that, I'm glad they listened to those in the community who did voice their opinions, and I'm glad that they made a smart decision just in the game overall and getting rid of it. But what does that mean for the future? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to make sure that one archetype doesn't power creep the other? How are we going to keep them all balanced? What are they going to do for this stuff in the foreseeable future? That's all I got. Leave your thoughts and stuff down in the comment section. It's been your boy Ayo, and I'm out. Peace.